medium of paint is the most magical medium, I think, because of the transformative nature. It can be thin, it can be thick, it can be translucent, it can be opaque, and all changes depending upon who's wielding the brush, because it's the most primitive method of making art. It is inspiration in your brain, out through the arm and out through the most primitive of tools, hair on a stick. You go back to the cave paintings in Lascaux, it's the original art form. I had this group of cousins. We were all Catholic school kids and blue-collar, working-class Chicano background. But we were all bright kids, and we got bound together and we challenged each other. The head cousin, my cousin Louis, who was brilliant, and just a brilliant guy, and he organized us and he assigned us topics to go out and learn about and then bring back to the group. Okay, Regine, you learn about the Middle Ages. Lali, you learn about science. Cheech, you learn about art and bring it back to the group. Okay, so how do you do that? So I went to the library and I took out all the art books. Okay, Cézanne, Picasso, Caravaggio. And so I started studying that. When I was a young Chicano kid in South Central, it wasn't predominantly black. It was black. It was like, you knew the people that weren't black in the neighborhood, because you could count them on the fingers of one hand. I was of the culture because that's what the culture was, and all my friends were black, and everybody in school and teachers. But you're still other. Then when I moved from South Central to Granada Hills, which was all white, and one day everybody was black and the next day everybody was white, and I was still the outsider in that culture. I was of them, but not of them. And when I kind of got into the Chicano culture and more in college, that was when it started to emerge in the late 60s, and it was the civil rights movement of the Chicano period. I've learned very quickly that every Mexican American was not Chicano. Chicano is a voluntary category. You have to proclaim yourself a Chicano in order to be a Chicano. There's no box on the census that you can check that says Chicano, none. But you can get a PhD in Chicano studies from Harvard University. So what is the message? We exist, we don't exist. It allows you an observational post. You can be the observer, participant and observer at the same time, simultaneously. And it's a voluntary category. So as a voluntary category, you can make up your own rules. And that's what I like.
I've got two other sons. Yeah. One's 16, the other one's just turned 18, but when he was 17, fell in love for the first time. Fell in love, she was mad in love, and he was with his girl they were steady for a few months. Yeah. And then she let him go,
The way of all flesh, yeah.
Let him go. Ruined him. Oh. He locked himself up in his room, he was skipping class. He just went all the and I remembered the emotion of the first time I got my heart broken. And that's a mean beast.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's an animal.
Takes over.
So I started this, and it's about basically El Embrujado. It's a man in love.
Beautiful.